Hi, this is Terri Levine, the Business Growth Guru, and today I'm here to give you some tips on hiring a bookkeeper for your business. Now, the first thing you need to know is that a bookkeeper is not an accountant. There's a difference between the two, and a bookkeeper mostly will be keeping records for you. If you're at the point in your business where you really feel like you just don't want to do the admin, like it's too difficult for you to manage the financial aspects of your business, then it is time to get a bookkeeper. You look for someone who has a degree in bookkeeping, and it doesn't mean it's necessarily a 4-year program, but they have some background information and the technical training that is required. I like to hire bookkeepers who come from a corporate background because then they actually know how to handle many different aspects of finance. You want someone who has very good computer skills, who can use computer systems to manage your money, and so that they have business tools and technology behind them. I highly recommend that when you interview them, you notice how detailed they are. What do I mean by that? What do they bring to the interview? As a bookkeeper, you want someone who's very organized and can handle data. So hopefully at the interview, they're going to wow you with the kinds of data and the way that they prepare. In addition, make sure that you have testimonials so that you're sure that the person you're hiring is credible and does a good job. And at the interview, notice how professional they appear. How do they communicate? Do they come off with confidence? Do you really feel like there's someone who will keep your business confidential? We're talking about your money here. That's very important. And again, just to clarify, because a lot of people get confused here, a bookkeeper is not an accountant. They're going to handle transactions, record income, reconcile perhaps bank statements, process invoices in your company. They may do payroll. But again, they're not going to do full out what an accountant does. The way that I check that they have the proper coursework, you can go to the American Institute of Professional Bookkeepers. They have a website, and they lay out what kind of coursework your bookkeeper should have. Typical bookkeepers are earning anywhere from $20 to $50 per hour, depending on experience. So a couple of key points, let me summarize for you. Number one, are there financial aspects of your business that either aren't getting noticed, aren't getting done, aren't getting looked at, or quite frankly drive you crazy and you hate to do them? Do you get a weekly P&L? Are you up to date in making sure that all your invoices go out on time, that all your money is accounted for? And if you're behind in any of those things, or if you're stressed over the accounting part of your business, then it's a good time to hire a bookkeeper. In today's economy, you can find a lot of people who are willing to do bookkeeping work. What you want to make sure is that the person that you hire really does have the skills. They really understand computer programs, money management programs, spreadsheets, accounting programs, things like Quicken or Intuit. There's all kinds of programs out there, and they should not only have the computer skills, but they should have the actual technology that you need. Very importantly, you must interview this person. You must make sure that they're confident, professional, they speak professional, look professional. And the biggest thing for me when I hire an accounting person or a bookkeeper is to make sure that they are really attentive to detail. So I sometimes will ask them to bring things to the interview that they wouldn't normally have to bring, and I'll give them a big list of things. Why? I want to see who shows up with what, who really comes with every piece of data and information that I need. So for example, when I hired a bookkeeper about 4 or 5 years ago, one person came to the interview, brought some of the items I asked for, but not all of them. The other person walked into the interview and every item was organized into a file and a folder. There was a summary chart, there was a spreadsheet. Then I know in my business, I'm going to get that same attention back. I'm going to get that kind of detail. I'll go back to a point that I mentioned a few minutes ago because it is that important that I want to reiterate it. Confidentiality. This person is handling the intricate dollars of your business. They're going to probably know your earnings, they're going to know your billings, depending what kind of business you have. They'll probably know your income. So you want to make sure that you hire someone who is confidential, will be confidential, and you also want to have them sign confidentiality papers so they won't run around and reveal valuable information about your business. Take a good look at your business this week and really notice if you know all the numbers about your business. If you're able to say how much income came in last week and how much expenses went out last week, what you've made for the month, the week, the day, the quarter. If you don't know that information, then I do believe it is time to hire a bookkeeper for your business. I want to mention something that I didn't mention earlier that feels important to me. A lot of people are now hiring virtual assistants, and these are people that virtually do your work. I think that a virtual bookkeeper works. I don't think it's any problem at all. I've used a virtual bookkeeper. What do I mean by that? Someone who's in their home office or their location, not in your office or your location, and they're doing your bookkeeping. Since mostly it is done by computer, it's pretty easy to have that happen. I want to say to you, however, please don't hire that person, in my experience, without first having an interview. A Skype interview or a live interview. I prefer a live interview, and I actually prefer, although my assistants work virtually, I prefer to meet my assistants if possible, and certainly someone who's doing bookkeeping. Why? Again, I'm looking for their appearance, I'm looking for their professionalism, and I'm looking at what they bring to the interview. You can do all of this over Skype, so don't feel like I'm saying no, no, no. I am just saying that for my comfort level, and what I recommend to my clients is that you do have an opportunity to really meet the person and to get a feel for them. So at this point, it's time for you to take a look at your business and to decide if you really know the financials. Be honest here. And the other thing is, if you really hate doing them. While I know my financials, I can't stand the financial aspects. I know that's silly. I really am focused on the people part of business. That's what I love. So I want to make sure that I'm making money and I'm making good business decisions and I'm spending money wisely. Need to know my return on investment. That's why I have a bookkeeper.